my beautiful friends. It's Amanda here, and today we're looking at some new blushes. ColourPop is releasing a pearlized version of their liquid blush. When I tell you I am the target audience for this launch, these new pearl shades will be available on Thursday, April 10th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And according to the ColourPop Instagram page, they made a post saying that some of these shades will be available at Target sometime in June, but they didn't give any specifics on which shades will be there or an exact release date for Target. So I'll keep an eye out for that info, and I'll put an update in the description if I find out anything else about that. The info included in this PR package doesn't actually list the price for these, but it stands to reason that these will be $10 each, just like the previously released liquid blushes. And you should be able to use codes for these as long as you're getting individual items and not any type of sets or bundles. Then you can use my affiliate code, which is just my first name, Amanda, and that will save you 10% on anything, most things on the site. So that means that these blushes would be $9 each instead of $10 each. The new pearl shades have the exact same packaging as the first round of shades, same cute little heart topper. It's the same color. It's the exact same big slanted doe foot. I like that this is large and round on the end. It's just perfect for dotting onto the cheeks. And I am going to show you several of these shades in action a little later on in the video. But first, I want to do close-ups, live swatches, and blended out swatches for each one of these 6 new shades so that you can really get a feeling for them. So let's start first with this gorgeous cranberry shade called Wine and Dine. Wine and Dine is so rich and pigmented. I definitely think this is one of the standouts of the entire liquid blush line. It just feels very special. You'll get to see me apply it later on in the demo portion. I have a feeling that this one is going to be really popular. So yeah, this is so pretty. One of my favorites for sure. Next up, we have Sweet Treat. ColourPop describes this one as a lilac pearl. I think that this is more of what I would call a bubblegum pink, especially once it's blended out. It's definitely giving me more of a pink than a lilac, but that's also just how it looks on me. Certainly, things like this will look different depending on your skin tone, your undertone. I do like that this is a very cool, neutral type of pink. I think I gravitate towards that more than a really bright, more magenta type of blush. Next, we have Princess Avenue. This is what they describe as a cool pink. I think this actually looks warmer in comparison to Sweet Treat, but you be the judge. I will show you all of these lined up, swatched together later, so it could just be how this appears on me, but I think Sweet Treat is a cooler pink, and this is more of soft, rosy pink. In the application demo portion, I am going to wear Princess Avenue with Sweet Treat layered on top, so you'll get to see how these two shades really coexist on the cheeks. Next, we have I Love It. This is a warm, corally type of pink. I do think some of these mid-tone pinky shades are just a little bit too similar. Certainly, I think some will gravitate more towards one or the other, but I just think if you have Princess Avenue, you don't need I Love It, and if you have I Love It, you don't need Princess Avenue. But then again, I am the queen of justifying so many blushes, so you know what? If you love both, I'm not judging you. I just don't think you necessarily need both of these, for sure. Next up, we have the shade Perfect Peach. This is a peach with golden pearl, and the golden pearl in this particular shade really comes through. There are a few of these that are more pigmented, pigment forward. This is not one of them. I feel like that peach pigment is really, really subtle. It blends in. It's definitely still there. There's definitely still a flush. But what is really coming through with this shade is that golden sheen. I think this would be so pretty with a really bare bronze look. This one reminds me of the shade NARS Orgasm, which I'm sure if you're familiar with makeup, you're familiar with that cult favorite color. Lastly, we have the shade City Walk. This is a warm nude base and it has a silvery pearl, whereas the one we looked at before had a much warmer golden pearl type of color. City Walk is definitely my jam. I love a more nude, neutral, terracotta, brown leaning type of color for my cheeks. And I really like that this has that silvery sheen to it instead. It just is very neutral. I can imagine a lot of people enjoying this one or even using this as a highlighter in conjunction with another blush shade. Much like Perfect Peach, I think the City Walk pigment definitely shears out more and gives you more of that gleam and glow once it's actually blended out and applied. Here are all six shades together. I think to me, what really stands out is that the four shades in the center are really not a wide spectrum. I do think that we could have made these four shades into two shades and then had two more shades that were really giving us more of a variety. I would love to see a couple more of these super rich pigmented deeper shades like Wine and Dine because they can be sheared out. You're going to see me wear Wine and Dine. These are so versatile, and I just think that that would feel special if we had maybe a rich purpley shade, maybe a really rich deep brown type of shade. I would love to see more variety. I just don't think this has enough variety. And I say that with the highest compliments because I want more variety because I want more. I love liquid blush. I love glowy blush. I love ColourPop, obviously. One look at my channel will tell you that. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I am 100% the target audience for this. I am always striving for a casually sweaty cheek, and I love to just have a lazy girl makeup day. So whenever a liquid blush can give me a casually sweaty look with only one application, I am thrilled. Now, that's not to say that I wouldn't continue layering other products because sometimes I'm a bit of a gremlin when it comes to cheek products, but I absolutely love the way that this blush looks on my skin. First, you see me applying the shade City Walk. That is that really light nudie shade with a little silver pearl that we looked at the end of the live swatches. This is going to be my go-to. This is going to be my most worn color. I can tell you that because I just dotted some on, blended it out, and it looks great. It looks exactly how I want my cheeks to look on a day-to-day basis. In the interest of showing you as many shades in action as I can for this review, I'm going to use this bright pinky shade called Princess Ave, and I want to show you a different application method here. My personal favorite way to apply cream and liquid cheek products is with the ColourPop stippling brush. I use it all the time. That's what I used on the other side, but here I'm showing you how this blush works by just tapping with the fingertips as well. Both methods, I think, look great. Didn't disturb any of my foundation or concealer underneath. Blended really, really effortlessly. I think that this looks just as good as the stippling brush side. So either method works. They also say in the PR package materials that they recommend blending this with a sponge as well. So definitely a method you could try if that's something you're into. I'm probably going to stick with stippling brush and fingertip blending. Also, in the interest of science, I'm going to see how these blushes layer. I knew that this Wine and Dine shade was really pigmented from swatching it previously, but even one dot was so intense. I honestly love it. I think it's beautiful. If you're looking for drama, instant drama, this is so gorgeous. I mean, I love the layered look. These blushes do layer nicely with one another. I'm betting that they would layer nicely with the non-pearlized finish formula. Obviously, I'll be trying that in a video for you soon. But if this is a little bit too much drama, if you go a little bit too far, all you need to do is take a face powder and a big fluffy powder brush, tap around the edges, see if toning it down a little bit around the edges is enough. And if not, you can always pile on some powder right on top of all the pigmented area to just tone down everything. And this just blended it instantly in. It's still giving that really flushed, shimmery cheek look, but just a little bit of powder goes a long way. It's always better to start with a little bit and add more because it is easier to add more than to take away. But in a pinch, a little face powder can really help you even things out. Now I'm going to add this deeper pink shade, Sweet Treat, on top of the Princess Ave shade. And now I'm experimenting with layering with the fingertip blending method. This also worked just as well. And I do think that I get a little bit more of an intense pigmentation look from the fingertip tapping method, but that could also just be that City Walk shade that I first applied with the brush is just a more sheer looking product anyway. So could be a little bit of both. So here are some cheek combos. That way you can see at least 4 out of the 6 shades in action here. I really like this little pinky, almost ombre look. And then we have my 2 favorite shades combined here. This is probably going to be a combo that I wear again and again. City Walk and Wine and Dine are my absolute favorite shades. Those are the 2 I most recommend. But I would love to hear what you think about this blush. Are you excited for a casually sweaty cheek as much as I am? Which shades are your favorites? I always love to hear what you think about things too. So make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love your face, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!